Hello and welcome to the first video of our lessons. In this video, we're going to learn how to give a mini presentations and also how to deal with the questions that the audience might ask you. So in this video, you're going to be a marketing manager of Samsung. It is an IT company. You're going to give a presentation on the topic of Samsung future plan for 2020. And the reason for your presentation is that the good plans will lead to the great success. And below is your plans of how you're going to proceed through your presentation. So you will start with technical side, sales plans, and then you will talk about Samsung branches, followed by a conclusion, and then you will invite questions from the audience. So when you are giving a presentation, the most important part of your presentation is the content, it's the main part, it's the body part of your presentation. So you have to prepare the content, the detail, the examples in your main part beforehand. In this video, I have prepared the main parts for your presentation. So we have the content for the technical aspect of your product, which is your first topic. And we also have the sale plans for your second topic. And we're going to talk about Samsung branches. And I also prepared the conclusion part for you. What I haven't done is that I haven't written introduction speech for you. And we haven't filled in the signposting sentences. That link is part of your presentation together. So in this video, we're going to do that. Okay, first, let's start with the easiest part first, which is the introduction. So in the introduction speech, there are many parts, but normally we will start with welcoming the audience, introducing yourselves, giving your position, then you will introduce your topic, stating your purposes and structure your presentation, and you will end your introduction part by talking about speed organization. Sorry. So if you have the handout for you, you will have an handout because I will give the handout to you in advance. So if you have an handout for you in front of you, you can pick any sentence that you would like to be in your introduction speech. So you can write your own mini speech for your introduction. So let's start with welcoming the audience. Okay. So depending on who you are talking to, you can start welcoming the audience with a formal tone, or you can use a less formal tone. So up to you. So I will start with good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to see you all here. This is a bit formal. And then after you welcome the audience, you're going to give a sales introduction. So because I start with something formal, so I will follow with something formal too. So let me introduce myself. My name is, I am a marketing manager from Samsung. And then I'm going to tell the audience the topic of my presentations. The topic of my talk today is Samsung future plan for 2020. And then I have to give a reason why I'm talking about this. So if you're doing it with me, you can pick any sentences from the handouts, okay? So for me, the topic is very important to us all because a good plan can lead to great success. And then after you give a reasons, you're going to structure your presentations. You're going to tell the audience how many parts are there that you're going to cover in your presentation. Start from the first one. So, okay. So in this presentation, I have divided my talk into 3 parts. Okay. First, I would like to talk about technical side. And then second, I would like to talk about sales plans. And my last topic, finally, I will end my presentations by talking about Samsung branches. And then the rest will be your speech organization. You're going to talk about the duration of your talk, whether you prepare visual aids or not, and how would you like the audience to ask you question. So my presentation will take about 20 minutes. Don't worry about taking notes. I have prepared a handout for all of you. And there will be time for question after my presentation. So after you finish writing the introduction speech, you know that next you're going to move on to the main part. So you need a signposting sentences to link the introduction part with the main part. So your first topic is technical side. So okay, I'll leave it blank here. So you can pick any of these sentences from the handout. I will go with okay, I. So this is the side posting for introducing the topic I would use. I like to start with a technical side, and then I will start reading or presenting the content, the information that I have prepared until I'm about to end my first topic. So I'm going to give another signal to my audience saying that I'm going to finish this topic. So I will use side posting for finishing one subject. I will use something quite short here. I will use So this is how I signal to my audience that I'm about to finish the first part of my presentations. And now I'm going to move on to my second topic, which is the Samsung plan. So I'm going to use the side posting for starting another topic. So I will use next. Next, I would like to So here's my side posting sentences. To start another topic, I would say, next, I would like to talk about our sale plans. And then I will talk about sale plans until I come to the end of this topic. So I will use the side posting to finish my topic. So I would say, we have we have looked at our sale plan. So now I'm going to move on to my last topic, which is Samsung branches. So the side posting for my last topic will be, I would like now to discuss my last, my last topic, our branches. Okay, this is my side posting for my last topic. I'd like now to discuss my last topic, our branches, okay? And then after I'm about to finish this topic, I'm going to move on to the conclusion part of my presentation. So in order to link the main part to the conclusion part, I'm going to use in conclusions. And then I will start reading my concluding part. And after this, after I finish the conclusions, it's now time for me to give the signal to the audience that I'm about to end my presentation. So this is how I'm going to end my presentation. I would say something like, I have come to the end of my talk. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. So I will say, so I have come to the end of my talk. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. Always thank you, the audience. And next, I will invite questions from the audience. So I will say, do you have any question? So this is how you are given writing a mini presentation for your own presentation. In fact, the most difficult part of your presentation is to prepare your main part. Once you finish your main part, once you have all the content done, you can start writing. You can start following the format of giving a presentation. Start by writing introduction part, and then use the signposting sentences to link each part of your presentations. So here is your mini presentation. You can go back and start reading the whole thing on your own, in your own time. But next, we're going to learn how to deal with the questions. So after you finish your presentation, it's time for you to invite questions from the audience. If you can understand the question from the audience, it's fine. We have no problem. But if there are if you don't understand what they say, or if you don't want to give the answer, or if you don't know the answer yourself, how are you going to deal with the question? So, okay, this is how we're going to deal with the question from the audience. Start with asking for clarification. In case in case the audience asks you some question and he or she asks you, he or she asks you really, really quickly, so you might need to ask them to slow down a bit or repeat the question. So you can say something like, I'm sorry, could you repeat your question, please? Or I'm afraid I didn't quite catch that, in case the audience speak really, really quickly, speak very fast. Or I'm afraid I don't understand your question. So when you say this, the audience might kind of rephrase the question and make it simpler, make it easier for you to understand. Next, avoiding giving an questions an answer. This means that you might know the answer, but you may not want to answer these questions because it's the wrong time or it had nothing to do with your presentation. So when avoiding giving any answer, make sure that your tone of voice is friendly and your reply is polite. So you can say, if you don't mind, I prefer not to discuss that today. Or you can say, perhaps we could deal with this at some other time. Or I'm afraid that it's not really what we're here to discuss today. So this is how you avoid giving an answer. But in case that you don't know the answer to the question, what will you do? So if you don't know the answer to the question, just admit that you don't know the answer. If you don't know the answer to the question, be on it and say so. And also, but you need to offer to find out the answer for the audience, or you can name a person who can answer the question. So for example, in the first case, if you don't know the answer, just admit it, saying that I'm afraid I don't know the answer to your questions, but I will try to find out for you. And then you can ask the person contact detail. And then when you find out the answer, don't forget to give the answer to the person who asked you questions. Or if you go to the academic conference with your professor, with your supervisor, with your advisor, and you know that he or she can answer the question, so you can name them. So you can say something like, I'm sorry, that's not my field, that's not my area of expertise, but I'm sure that my supervisor, my teacher could answer your question. So that's it. In this video, we learned how to give a mini presentation and how to deal with the questions. From the previous video, we have learned the definitions of presentations and many types of presentation, different parts of the presentation. So this 4 video will be for your first weeks of our class together. In the next video, we're going to talk about this. I'm going to give you a details of the handout that I will give you. You will all have these handouts. And these handouts contain everything in the PowerPoint slides, but it also have some exercise that we will go through it together in the next video. So thank you. See you in the next video.